Hi friends, today I am analyzing a company that has gone international to Germany and to Sweden from my native Finland, and the company in question here is Kamux. This company's stock chart from the last 5 years looks like a meme stock or unprofitable tech or other you name it hyped up stock through the craziness of 2020 to 2022, but as is typical for the companies in the Helsinki Stock Exchange today, unlike peers elsewhere in EU and especially in United States, this company's stock price never bounced back. In fact, Kamux is trading minus 23% lower today than its IPO price in May 2017. In addition, I should highlight that Kamux is not meme unprofitable tech company, but a company that has been always profitable and aims at growing mainly organically and profitably also in the future. Will it bounce back? This is the question I try to answer in this video, but let's kick things off with me explaining to you what Kamux actually does. Kamux is in the retail business of used cars. They source cars, do a bit of maintenance work before reselling them to individuals through their networks of showrooms in Finland, Sweden and Germany and online. Kamux also offers financing and insurance for the cars. Sales are divided as such. Finland 65%, Sweden 25% and Germany 10%. Sales of used cars by countries per year are as follows. Finland 600,000 cars, Sweden 1.2 million and Germany 5.6 million cars. Seems obvious that Germany is the one where the growth potential mainly comes, but this is not all. No, this is what made me interested truly in Kamux and used cars as a business. For you who watch my channel Arctic Money often, you see the similarity now with used cars and cemetery and funeral home operators in North America, which I own in my portfolio. The used car industry too in these three countries is highly fragmented, like the funeral home and cemetery operators in North America, and I believe there is much room for consolidation to take place. When calculating together market shares of top 5 companies in each of the 3 countries Kamux operates in, separately, their market shares are as follows. Finland 25%, Sweden 10% and Germany only 2%. I can see the appeal of conquering Germany's market by Kamux truly here. Kamux itself summarizes its strategy and opportunities this way. There is a desire for consumers to purchase a car from a reliable operator and get all the needed services around the car from the same operator. Over half of the sales of used cars is made from consumer to consumer in Europe, but this Kamux expects to change with the business of theirs and their competitors. Consumer protection, financing and insurance services are wanted by consumers and C2C cannot offer these, but Kamux and their competitors can. Economies of scale is needed in this industry too, and this is what Kamux tries to achieve. A larger player should be able to compete more efficiently in this market too, more efficiently than any smaller player. I get the feeling from reading the company's materials that they do understand the industry and they do understand what value they can add for consumers. For example, customer-centric way of operating and offline and online services are made to support each other. Car is such an expensive purchase that I believe most consumers want to search online for their ideal car first, but before purchasing the car, they do want to test drive it also before making the actual purchase decision. Both of these are necessary. So offline and online both are needed and Kamux offers naturally both. I can admit that I am buying what the executives of the company are communicating and I believe in their work. But before I become a total Kamux fanboy here on YouTube, I should point out the biggest risk that the company is facing, and it is simply the fact that used car sales as an industry is extremely highly competitive industry, and I haven't been able to recognize a clear moat for Kamux as a business. That's obviously not good, but I want to still say that due to the fragmented nature of the whole industry in Europe, it might be that there can be many used car sale companies that can succeed simultaneously, and Kamux can be one of those success stories too. Another risk I should mention is of course technology and self-driving cars and shared usage of cars business models that would make Kamux business obsolete. I believe someday for sure Kamux will not exist and become obsolete due to these facts. Whether we'll see a future where personal car ownership becomes obsolete depends on various factors, including policy decisions, technological advancements, and societal changes. I do stress that this will happen someday, but maybe not during next 10 years or so in a grand scale at least yet. Not sure if anyone has answered to this yet, but as investors here, we definitely need to think of this risk too and keep it in mind moving forward from here and keeping it in mind when we do our valuations too. In regards to financials of Kamux, I really think the company is financially solid. I don't expect them to run to any sort of trouble there. The balance sheet is okay. Kamux has their founder heavily involved in the company still, Mr. Kalliokoski, but otherwise than that, the new CEO, Mr. Pajuharju, or any other manager for that matter in the leadership team, does not hold a big ownership of the company, which I don't like personally. But we have seen small insider buys and no sales lately, so that on the other hand is something to like. The money is really small here, but still something. So that is Kamux. I think it is now time to conclude this deep dive video on Kamux with my personal valuation on the company. Remember, this is only my valuation and you need to do your own valuation every time before you invest in any company. With expected annual returns of 10% and a margin of safety that I think is sufficient, taken into account the nature of the industry and its competitiveness, most importantly, I will buy personally Kamux for the first time should the stock price hit 5.15 euros. After that, I am hoping it to go down even more and try to have cash available for dollar cost averaging into the position even more. Kamux can surely be a good buy already today, for sure, but there is also competition on my personal watch list of stocks. And I want to always have some cash available too for some sudden market crashes that could take place for all the companies in my watch list or some specific ones. So I am being strict here with Kamux and my 5.15 euros limit to start buying it. What do you think of Kamux? Please let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel for future stock updates and other stuff related to stock market investing. Thanks for watching this video. I see you in the next one and bye bye.